that. We gotta change up that tarp soft photo in the intro.
If anybody wants to know how important Dakota Josh was to the Vancouver Canucks, that was the game. Okay, so condiments. This is everything.
Everything. So we run the gamut completely, right? And
I'm talking about sriracha on the bottle.
Sriracha?
Sriracha. It's that silent R that screws me up.
Is it a silent R?
I don't know, like who's tall?
Who's tall?
Chris Pronger, wasn't he tall?
Chris Pronger was tall. Yeah.
Welcome to the PP1 Podcast.
Are you kidding me? That's what?
Seven.
Okay, well, we're back. Can you hear me? I'm good.
Yeah, man. Yeah, dog.
Welcome. I'm going to figure out my audio here. It seems like it's a little bit wonky. Welcome to the PP1 Podcast, a hockey show on the Area 51 Sports Network. As you all know, our intro song. Oops, what did I do there? Screwed it up. We're new. Intro song, Two Wolves by Stevie Roper. Apparently, it's on a timer. I hit something wrong, so we're just going to hide that.
Have you heard anything off the new album yet?
Yeah, man. We had this conversation like a week ago.
No, you were talking about Kanye.
Okay, 2 weeks ago we had this conversation. And I said, have you heard this song and this song and this song? You're like, oh yeah, I love this song. I love you, man.
Right. No, you're right. You're right.
But then he's got another one coming out next week, another new song. It's like green something. Green
Sounds
emerald.
good.
Yeah, it's going to be good. Jesse Roper, good guy. Friend of the show. Ted, how are you? Let's do all the normal podcast things because then
I need a cigarette, I think.
Yeah, we can get back into the swing of things. We haven't done this in a while.
Mm-hmm.
So much.
Yeah.
So in fact, let's do a quick rundown. Since our last show, I'm going to tell you everything that's happened. Canada lost the gold medal. I was watching. That's the main one. The Canucks traded Tyler Myers. That was a while ago. Canucks traded Connor Garland, also a while ago, and he got hurt. That was before he got traded. Demko went on LTIR, likely season ending. Probably is what I wrote. A golfer hit a bird with a divot. It looked like his golf ball, but it actually was the divot. That happened like a month ago. And I bought a CD player for my laptop so that I can rip stuff onto a flash drive because I got a new CD player in my car. Those are all the things that have happened since.
Sorry, you bought a new CD player for your car? It's just new to you.
I bought a new, not a CD player, but a new head unit, new audio system for my car. It has a USB thing, still a dongle. So I am ripping all of my MP3 CDs. Like I literally bought this on Amazon. This is how, because they don't make laptops with CD players anymore.
Drives. Disk drives.
Disk drive. So like this is literally where we're at. We're so past this technology. They're like, yeah, you can buy these.
Yeah.
And you could just, so I've been ripping CDs.
You're your buddy's dad, right? Who still has the 8-track in his truck, right? Yeah. You're that guy.
So I'm trying to put them all in like one like terabyte-ish flash drive, and then I can just get all my music on there because I have a lot of music and a lot of good music, and I don't want to get rid of it. So this was the way to do it. So yes, I'm old. I made multiple old man decisions, which pleases you. I also bought, we were talking about Kanye. I bought the new Kanye album. It's amazing. I didn't stream it. I just bought it so that I don't have to go through ads because I'm not paying for another streaming service. I'm not.
I didn't know that you paid for a streaming service, if I'm being completely
honest. You know what I mean? Like Netflix and Disney and Amazon. And I don't need another.
Do you pay for Amazon?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, well, you get Amazon Music on there for free, Ryan.
What? No, I knew that. Come on. Yeah, but I'm not going to go and like, I'm not going to do the Amazon Music thing like instead of Spotify or that just seems like a lot.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Just, you know me, this is the path I chose. And I'm okay with it.
You know what? I have records, so.
Yeah, that's a different, but you've bought them since. Like that's a cool thing to do now. One day people are going to want to buy CDs again.
No, it's back to that already. I know we're going to talk about the Canucks' big win tonight.
Oh yeah, don't worry. I got
absolute crazy game against the number one team in the league.
No big deal.
But I get kids are going back. Vinyl is difficult to get a hold of, and kids are now buying CDs.
Yeah, it's impressive to the fact where, I mean, Taylor Swift had 7 different versions of her album on vinyl, and they're all like $90 a piece. $90.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. Ava's got a ton of them, but I don't think she was paying $90.
Well, you could get Mumford & Sons. You could get the next Nickelback album on vinyl, and it's going to be like $50. Not because it's great. It's going to be great, but because it's on vinyl.
There you go.
I'm just saying. So there's
it's
some
almost
stuff.
as newsworthy as this game.
Yeah. So we're going to get to that because I want to have that as its own thing. Before we get to the Canucks, there's some other stuff that I wanted to go over. And these are all things I've been stewing on since we last did a show. So the Canucks, I can't remember even who they played, but I was looking, it was the post-game credits, and I had just turned the TV on, and it said Canucks score 5 goals. And I'm like, or for first time. And I'm like, maybe I just haven't been paying attention. Have they even scored 5 goals this season? And I really started thinking, like, Ted, maybe we just forced for the trees this thing, and like maybe they were as bad as it's showing. And then
they went a whole month without winning a hockey game.
And then the screen loaded because, like, when you turn on your TV, like your smart TV, it has like the sources and all that at the bottom. Then that went away, and it said for the first time at home this season. I'm like, oh, that makes more sense. But then I saw a guy on the screen. This was the next thing. I saw a guy on the screen, and I wasn't sure if it was Zeev Buium or if it was Marco Rossi. And then I saw Kevin Lankin, and I didn't recognize him. And I started realizing I've been watching this team all year, and there's still some faces I don't even know.
Yeah.
Is that bad, or is that like?
No, I think it's where we're at with this team, right? I mean, for a little while there, I would say, and we talked about, what was going to happen going into trade deadline, what this team would be like post deadline.
Yeah.
But for a while there, pre-deadline, there's just like, it's hard to watch, right? Because the team is going nowhere. It's stuck in the mud.
Yep.
You want to invest, but it's like, you don't even know who you're investing in. And I think the players think the same way, right? Like, you don't know who's going to be here. Do I want to spend time watching these guys that aren't even going to be Canucks soon? And it's like,
yeah,
it's not a good feeling, right? And I think you're watching it, you're half-heartedly watching it. Maybe you're cooking dinner and the game's on. Maybe it's on and you're on the TV, the couch, and you're dozing off, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe more often than you'd like because your team's getting shit kicked.
You're old though, so
yeah, it's true. I have to take naps.
Yeah. Naps are great,
but you're just not paying attention. You're not invested in the team the same way you are when, even if this team is bad, like, people are starting to get reinvested in this team now.
Yeah.
That these are the guys, right? Like, the guys that are here, this is who we're riding or dying with right now for the rest of the season. And I'm okay watching it, right? Because I know that these guys are Canucks right now. Yeah. And it's quite a bit different post deadline than it is pre-deadline.
I looked and I thought, man, maybe I need to know, like, I get the two confused. So I'm like, is that one Marco Rossi? Is that one Zeev Buium? And now I got it.
Sometimes I felt like Buium and Ogren looked alike for a little bit there, right? Like, I was like,
exactly. Like, we
that was when we first got him, but yeah,
we love this team. Oh, and there was one more thing. This is total footnote. You and I went to a Rockets game.
Yeah,
nothing happened.
Yeah, nothing happened. We definitely didn't get called on the ice to shoot on empty nets, and you definitely didn't wear a bike helmet with a flasher on the back. You definitely didn't get beat by a young lady who had never held a hockey stick before and was shooting with the wrong hand. And you definitely didn't score only 1 out of 10 shots when she beat you. So,
but she got 2.
But you did.
There's more.
You definitely win concert tickets. What did we win concert tickets to? Was it Breaking Benjamin or something? I can't remember.
That would have been great. That would have been great. 3 Days Grace and Finger 11.
Yeah, and Finger 11. Rainbow Butt Monkeys.
Yes. Welcome to the 90s. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that should be fun.
It's going to be a good time. Yeah, there's a little bit more to that
The
story.
Rockets are playing better hockey than the Canucks right now.
So I'm currently watching on the other screen. Looks like we are back to the third period now. Rockets are up 3-1 in the third.
This brings us up 3-0, right? Is that?
We're at 3-0.
Oh, so this is it.
What are they doing? Oh, I accidentally hit a button. They're currently in intermission. But they're up 3-0, 3-1 going into the third period. TJ Ginla is an absolute monster. I probably would do anything to have him as a connect.
And so like this has been a thing with you for a while now, where there's a Rocket that looks really good and you want to sell the farm to get your hands on him. And I can name a few.
Yeah, I can. I'll probably be able to name them before you, but yes, you're right.
Yeah, this like Merkley. Merkley was one of these guys, right?
Yeah. But Merkley, so give me credit. Merkley was towards the end of the first round, and he was slated to be a late first rounder. He ended up going.
Was it Merkley that you wanted over
Besser?
Over Besser, yeah.
Over Bozer, because I didn't know.
Over Brock Bozer. Who is Brock Bozer clown?
I didn't know. And now he's my favorite Canuck. Go figure.
Yeah. How can you take Brock Bozer
from North Dakota
when Merkley is still on the board?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was, I think,
it was public knowledge. This is public knowledge. Yes. Yeah. So and I was wrong on that one. I wish I wasn't, but I was wrong on it.
Yeah. Here we are 10 years later and
not even
scoring hat tricks in the NHL.
Nick Merkley is playing in Europe, I think.
Merk Daddy.
He was Merk Daddy. Great player, great junior player. Got to play with Leon Draisaitl.
Great junior, yeah.
Then Andrew Crystal, but that was already kind of decided. They weren't even going to be close to drafting him.
Yeah, well, I mean,
he went to Washington, and we're still the book's still out on him. I think we were talking about this at the game the other night. My dad's like, "What do you think? Like, is Crystal gonna like cut it?" I'm like, "I don't know. Like, I don't." And you and I think also talked about this. I don't know if he's doing well in Hershey, but I mean, I guess it's one of those guys like, did he have enough of it but still needed to take that next jump? And maybe he's just a late bloomer as an NHLer. I don't know.
Think he's a late bloomer. The guy was a dominant junior. I think he was always kind of panned a little bit for his skating, but all he does is put up points. I feel like they're going to find a way. He's going to find a way to get into the league. We look at Marco Rossi. It's not like he's a burner.
Yeah.
He's a better skater than Crystal, but
remember Justin?
I think guys like this will find it.
Was it Kirkland for Calgary? He was a Rocket. It took him like 10 years, and then he had his little fun story with Calgary a couple seasons ago. Yeah. So some guys, sometimes it's just the right opportunity, right? But Iginla is a different. I mean, he also has,
Iginla looks like he's the real deal. Like, I don't know how good of an NHLer he's going to be. Like the guy's going to play in the league, right? Like it's very possible that he tops out as a Max Domi type, which is fine.
Which is not a terrible thing.
Which is fine. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, his dad played. Do you remember, Drome?
I'm familiar.
Okay. Yeah. So his dad played for Calgary and Colorado for a little bit, Pittsburgh.
Bunch of teams, LA.
Oh yeah, totally forgot about that.
Right?
So Jerome, yeah. So he played a little bit. He was in the NHL.
Boston. Played for Boston. It's a funny one.
He played in Boston too, didn't he?
Yeah.
I feel like that's crazy.
He was a mercenary towards the end there.
We all hated Jerome Iginla as like the enemy guy. We didn't hate
you hated to play against him, but like we all liked Jerome Iginla.
What's going on, Grant? He would bury you. Him and Sakic, there was like a handful of guys and Forsberg, like you didn't wake them up because if you didn't do anything to them, they could stay dormant in that game.
Unlikely though. Jerome was always good at waking himself up.
But that's the point. Like if it didn't go well, he's going to put a 2 spot at the very least on you. And that, hey Duke. Oh, yeah.
Hey Duke. Yeah. What a killer.
He was a Canuck.
Hey Duke and Tanguay, right?
Yep. So
that was neat. I don't know, they were showing during the intermission. I wasn't during it. It was something they were talking about during the game. I can't remember when it was. They were going through the list of Colorado captains.
Yeah.
And it was kind of neat. Obviously, he starts with Sakic, and then Foote takes over for a couple of years, which I had completely forgotten about. Then it was Hayduk.
Yeah.
And then I think it was I think he moved to Landy, right? So pretty impressive, right? Like that franchise has not really had to have that much movement over the years, even though there was a couple of times where there was bad teams there.
Yeah, and then it just worked out, and they got McKinnon and Landy and McCarr.
Yeah. And okay, just like let's just pause on Landeskog for a little bit. It's so nice to see him back.
Mm-hmm.
After being away from the league, and then like a freak injury this past year or whatever. But like, I'm glad that he came, that he got all the way back, and he still looks effective, and he's playing at a high level.
That dude was like, he's borderline Canadian. Like, he's one of those,
no accent, right?
Yeah.
Grew up playing college hockey, like definitely took a different path for a Euro.
Snarly.
Tough.
Tough
player.
He's a guy, again, you hated because like, I want that guy on my team.
Mm-hmm. And then, I mean, we can keep talking about Avs because this team is really, really good, right? I mean, watching this young Canucks team play, it's like the perfect litmus test to be like, this is where you need to be. This is what the level is that you can play at, even though, Blackwood maybe not having his best game.
The rest of the team was good. Like,
Brent Burns was so good, right?
You can have a bad goalie and still score 6 goals.
Yeah, I mean, Wedgwood is a good goalie, just bad game, right? And I actually let a tweet out earlier saying that he's a bad goalie. He's not a bad goalie.
I saw that. When was the last time you tweeted?
That was it. Yeah. Okay. Before that, I mean, periodically, not.
Yeah.
It hasn't been much. Yeah.
Elemental tweets periodically.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
a lot of fun. Any chance I can get to tune in to watch Brent Burns play too. Right?
Oh yeah, even
Iron Man streak is like 999.
When he scored, Addison's like, "Wow, what a great goal!" I'm like, "Yeah, that's a fair comment."
Like, how many times did you see him when he was having like his 100-point seasons in San Jose, where he would just like get to the line and then lean on that quick little wrister that he does, and he would just like rip it on net, like just so good still. And he's so smooth, right? The longevity, he's never seems to be overextending himself. He's like smooth as fast, big guy, moves well. Smart. Still, always just so intelligent, right? And I think of Burns as like a big physical guy, but it's not like you ever see him out there just running people over.
He can do it, but he doesn't have to.
Good, yeah. So I think that's going to be a fun one down the road when we talk about like some of the greatest defensemen that have ever played the game, like in the top 20 and stuff like that, where he sits. I think his game is he underrated still? Is he rated?
Think so. I don't think so. I think Brent Burns, he kind of did have a coming out party, I guess, towards the end of his Minnesota stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And then I think everyone's like, okay, this is him. This is what he's like. And he just kept showing up, and then he became like a fan favorite, right? He got all like the social medias, and he just became like, that goofy tooth smile with the massive beard. And he made, he just made that kind of fun. And he just kept still being awesome. So no, I don't think what?
He's 41 years old.
Oh, I think he said 31. I'm like, I'm done.
He's 41 years old, and he's just still getting it done.
He is.
It's pretty crazy. 31 points. He's got 11 goals this year.
And not just getting it done. Like, he's getting it done. He's still effective. Can't say that for a ton of players.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. This is 14 seasons with 10 or more goals.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Pretty outstanding. 941 points in 1,500 games. Like, he still looks good. He could be a 1,000-point defenseman.
Wow. Isn't that wild?
Super impressive. Very impressive.
I just want to type the Tija Gimlet thing and type the Rockets thing, and then we can move on. I've been on this for a little bit now. I think this season I've really noticed what kind of player he's become. And yes, would I like him to be on the Canucks? For sure. It would make no sense for Utah to trade him because the guy's going to be a star there. He's just, it's not even like puck sense. There's things that I haven't seen a player do. Like, they would be running in like not an icing, but like a dump and chase. and they're both racing to get the puck on the end boards. And then he'd let the other guy go first, and you watch him actually physically pull back just before both the guys make a decision, almost to see what is about to happen as he gets to the puck. So he can already make a judgment on, like, should I be going left or right? And then he kind of goes in. I've never seen someone at any level stop before they kind of crash into the boards and try to stick handle for the puck, right? It's just, and then he goes and he's already made a decision on what the next play is going to be. And then just how he doesn't give up on a play or maintains possession of the puck instead of kind of like letting it kind of go, you know what I mean? Like guys that let the puck kind of go loose after they kind of get through one defender. Like he just tries to maintain possession even after collision, even after contact. And
motor.
It's so, as just hockey, the game of hockey, to see a guy that is so consistently competitive and dedicated. It's like the play is never truly over until he hops over the boards and goes back on the bench. And that I can't name too many players that just consistently play out a complete shift and you get like full value of every shift that you watch of a player. Because there's some great players out there and they're good for spurts and then they go and sit on the bench, right? Like I'm not even talking 200-foot players. I'm not talking guys that are just like dedicated to the play. And they will commit until their shift is over.
Look, I think there's a lot of guys like that. But I think that there's a lot of guys like that don't have the level of skill. Maybe
that's it.
That a player like Teach has, right? Like there's definitely guys like that are in the NHL because they do that. The skill level isn't that of a top six forward, right? So
yeah,
they're definitely out there. There's just no quit players, right? Mm-hmm. Connor Garland is probably a good example of a player like that. Not that he doesn't have the skill, right?
But
just
Connor
like
Garland,
the guys that have to make up for a lack of size or a lack of speed or a lack of skill by having that motor, right?
Yeah,
I think the difference between a guy like Tej, especially at this level, right, at the world junior level or the junior level, is that he has that no quit, that intangible, because it is an intangible, right? That work ethic, that motor, but he also has the skill and he also has the hockey sense and he also has the shot. It's very clear when he shoots the puck that he's like miles ahead of anybody else that's in, on the ice at that time playing,
You made a good analogy on this the other day when we were at curling about, was it Lekaramaki and Tish? You want to get into that?
It's just that, like, when you see Lekaramaki shoot the puck, like it's his shot is like A+, right? Compared to even guys at the NHL level, right?
Right.
And when you see Lekaramaki shoot the puck compared to a guy like, I don't know, maybe even Ogren, right? Like it's so much better. It's so much more of a stronger shot. Like it just pops off his stick, right?
Yeah.
And when you look down at Teach playing in the dub, it's the same thing, right? Like if you were to compare Lekamraki's shot to O'Connor, right?
Yeah.
It's like all guys can rip the puck at that level, but some guys just have that extra. It's like Brock in his rookie years.
Yeah.
Stuff, right?
Yeah.
And then when you see Teach shoot the puck at the WH level, it's like that. It's like when you see all these guys shoot, it's all hard. It all looks good, right? But then when you see Teach rip the puck, it's like, oh, there's something different there.
Yeah.
And what's crazy good about his shot is his shot is already NHL level, I think. But Lekaramaki's shot is even that much better than a Ginlas shot right now, right? And yes, he's young and he's still developing it, and it's going to get better, right? But
4-1 Rockets.
His Lekaramaki's got that shot and he's got hockey sense, but he doesn't have all of those other things that Ginla has, right? And so Ginla has that shot, but he also has the motor and he also has the hockey sense and he also has the physicality, right? And that's the difference between a guy like Lekaramaki, who's a 1 or a 2 tool player, versus a guy like Teach, who's a lot like his dad, who is a multi-tool player, right?
Yeah. Anyway, thanks for amusing me about the Rockets talk. That's great. They're likely going to win this game and sweep Kamloops, which is awesome. You win a series. They haven't won a series in a little bit, so that's fun. Chihash also is going to be a stud in the NHL. I think, was it San Jose or Nashville that took him? Anyway,
we'll see.
He is a fun.
I have my doubts, but we'll see.
Oh yeah, well, he could score goals. I'll say that much.
Sure. Yeah.
Anyway, so let's talk about Canucks, and then we're going to talk about actually some Leaf stuff of what's going on, because they like.
Yeah, we're just about done. We're almost out of time.
I know. So we're going to make this happen. Screw you. So the Canucks won a game that, had they lost, would have cemented 32nd place, which means they would have had, this is a weird thing to say, they would have secured the best odds to win the draft lottery. But instead, they win an 8-6 shootout with the Colorado Avalanche, which ended up being a very silly, fun game that they didn't wear the skate jerseys, which was a real shame.
Yeah, real missed opportunity there.
That's fine. The Canucks organization's in shambles anyway. They wouldn't have made that decision go well. Brock Besser scores a hat trick. Marcus Pettersson scored a goal again for the second time this season. That's
we were on double hat trick watch.
Yeah. Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
So
Theodorus Bouget.
That's right. Teddy B. It was a fun game, and it's kind of nice, like you said. It's nice to see them compete in a game, and this kind of reminds me of kind of one of those games in the, would you say, like the early 2000s, right before West Coast Express, when you end up having like a big game against Colorado or Detroit. You're like, wow, like there is still something there. Like I think when things get going, this could be a fun team. And this was nice because, again, stakes so low for them. I mean, they're high as far as losing and getting that pick, but so low, there's really not much to play for except for pride and playing it out in a couple guys for contracts and, you know, just getting through this season that's been tough and kind of getting morale back to where you'd hope it'd be and getting a better, you know, team environment. And they go and play a wicked game in Colorado. So much so, in fact, that, you know, like they were winning multiple times, blew the lead in typical Canucks fashion, and then came back and scored right after the game became like it was
multiple times.
It was a little chaotic, and I liked it.
Yeah. Like, remember when I said at the deadline that I think we're going to see a different team come back after.
Yep.
Yeah, after the Olympics, and I think it has been different. Like, I think the team, while losing, has really been like pulling themselves into quality efforts and really seeming like they're working on things and like passing the torch a little bit to some of these younger guys have really like added to their ice time. And it's been a lot of fun watching Bouillon play these last little bits, and you're seeing it. Like, you're seeing glimpses of what this young dude can do, right? He's never going to be Quinn Hughes, obviously. He's a different kind of player, right? But rushing the puck a lot, like taking the puck on like he owns it, like he's the guy on that back end, right? And seeing Pettersson out there, like completely different than what he looked like at the start of the season. Yeah. Like he's back to manhandling guys again, going after people a little bit, right? Ogren's been, I think, out of all the guys that have shown up here, Ogren's been the most consistent. Yeah. Since he arrived, and he's been really fun to watch, and like I'm really excited to see what he can do, you know, coming up down the road here. But even guys like, and we haven't seen him a whole lot lately, but even guys like Tolopilo, like you're like, okay, like he was the right coaching here. I could see this guy being like a mid-level starter. Like there's lots to like here, and I think like the fans have been more accepting of these, like, it's different. The moral victories that were happening before the trade deadline and the moral victories that are happening after the trade deadline they're more about development and learning and growth and all this stuff. And it's like, I have time for that. I'm happy to tune in and watch those games. And then every once in a while we get treated to a game like this. This was just a blast. Like, it was a lot of fun. You know, I haven't really got a chance to like attach myself to liking Rossi. You got to do that a lot more this game. Like the way that I can't remember what goal it was. I'm starting to lose track on that shit. But the goal when he was skating up the far boards and he was fending that guy off the whole time before he got the puck to Villander, who then skates in and then whips it across to Besser, just sitting there to just rifle it home. That's a great play. Like, that was vintage Brock Besser sitting in that spot to let that shot go. And then when he came across the ice and just ripped that wrister home, yeah, like Blackwood having a bad game, but he beat him so cleanly. And the last time that I saw Brock rip a puck like that, I actually don't even know if I remember. It was vintage Brock Besser. Like, it really was.
Yeah. And I mean, to get a hat trick, and because he's over 20 now, right? Over 20 goals? 21, I think now?
He's at 20.
Oh, he's at 20? Okay.
Yeah.
I thought he was at 18 before the game started. It's nice to see.
I thought he was at 20.
It's nice to see there are smiles on this team right now. The culture, it seems like it's changing. I'm still out to lunch if the Pedersen thing still needs to happen, and it might still be the piece. It might be, maybe not. But it is nice to see that there is a little bit more air in the room. Everybody keeps talking about Hronek, and I don't know. We've
rain cloud's gone, is what it feels like. The team is still bad,
but we've talked about this, like the rebuild and all that. Like, I like this team. Like, this is the Canucks are my team, and I will support them. And if this is what it looks like, yeah, I mean, there's the games where you're like, oh man, they're getting shelled out here. Or at least, well, they're trying and they're losing. That's what this looks like. That's how it works. And then eventually you start seeing a game like that. And maybe they in typical Canucks fashion, they're probably going to win the next game. And we're going to be like, great, we're going to drag this stupid 32nd place out. Because
it's whatever. Like,
you know what I mean? Like, it's funny. We're going to joke about it. Like,
the fact that you can lose, you can be the worst team in the league, and the highest percentage pick that you'll likely earn as third is the stupidest fucking thing.
Yeah.
I hate this league for stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's so stupid.
Yeah.
And the fact that you can have teams who are nowhere near sniffing at the bottom and just be having a bad year can come up with the first overall pick.
Yeah.
It drives me insane.
There's got to be that's how you create.
I had this conversation the other day, like, oh, well, they do that because it prevents teams from tanking. Like, are you telling me that like every other team in every other of the major sports has been doing it incorrectly, and the NHL has it figured out and it prevents tanking? Like, no, get out of here.
You know what? There's the odd season in major sports. There's the odd season where a team probably does enough things like, hey, we could have a pretty awesome player if things go bad this year. And it's not too often. It's happened, and you can't quite put my finger on a specific one, but I'm sure we've seen a season where, like, yeah, it feels like they're kind of mailing it in. And hey, whatever. But in the NHL, like, it just you can't tank on purpose in this league.
There's guys like these guys are professionals, man. Like, they're playing for contracts. Yeah, this kind of shit makes me spicy.
Good.
Like, they're playing for contracts. You got GMs who might not be around the next season if they don't make the correct moves. Like nobody wants to. I don't care what anybody says. Every NHLer that's playing on that team is not thinking to myself, like, I'm going to tank this thing so that we can get.
Because you might not even be for that.
Whoever said superstar is that's coming into the league this year. Oh yeah, I'm going to tank. Like, fuck that. That's not happening. Those guys don't want any business of this. They don't like losing one bit. They're going to play their asses off to try to win every game because that's what they do.
Ted, do you like losing in general?
No, I can't stand losing.
No, exactly. That's the point. We don't get paid for anything.
Yeah,
I don't like losing at all.
That's the dumbest shit. Like, I think that happened. The rule came in after the Ottawa thing, right? Like, newly expansion a few years in, Ottawa becomes the worst team in the NHL ever. Was it like a 14-win season or something like that?
Yeah.
And then, or I don't even know what it was. And then gets the first overall pick, and then it's Alexander Daig, and they're like, great. After that, we're not going to allow the worst team in the league to have the best player anymore. Like, it's so stupid.
Nobody wants to lose. Nobody wants to lose. I mean, losing happens.
And it just makes me even madder that I just don't understand how you can be the worst team in the league and the best chance of you picking would be third. How is that? How does? Can you make that make sense, please?
I mean, the perfect example is, you look at Edmonton, right? How long it took them, like how many actual years, if we actually did the math, how many years of sucking and getting first or second or third?
Whoa. What is this? Ottawa getting their first round draft pick back this year?
Yeah, they did. 32nd. That happened like a week or two ago. They got it back. Which is
NHL.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
The NHL is so stupid. It is
stupid. Yeah.
I love hockey. I love it.
I just laughed.
I love the teams in this league. I think it's great.
How do you really?
I think it's so exciting. All of this stuff. The players are so fun. The NHL as a managed league are idiots.
If James Rayburn were here right now, we would be already talking 20 minutes into Bush League. He would be
it's so Bush. It's like marginally better than the CFL, Ryan.
Mm-hmm.
Start awarding rouges now. We'll see what happens.
Oh, that's a good idea. 2 points for every goal. If you score on your own net, do you get a no? Yeah, it is silly how that works out, but nobody wants to lose. Long story short.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a couple things here. There's rumors of Mike Gillis to the Maple Leafs.
Now that's fun. Hey, I hope he gets it.
So do I.
I hope he gets it. I think that'd be awesome.
Do.
I secretly just wish that we would bring Mike Gillis back.
Secretly, I think
we reunite him with Henning. Let's do it.
Not with this ownership.
Yeah, just do it though. Maybe enough time has passed.
Not with this ownership. No way. I don't think he'd want to come back knowing everything he knows about the owner now. Like, there's so much water under the bridge, and now there's no water to put under the bridge because he's not allowing the water to come into the building.
Yeah. I would love for it to happen again. What an amazing experiment that would be.
In a heartbeat, if Toronto gets Mike Gillis and Gilman, that would be, and Vancouver would be ideal. But if they're in Toronto, Mike Gillis, you've seen his whole
running all the way back with Mike.
You've heard how his new setup would be, right? How he'd
terrible
have
beard though, Gillis, terrible beard.
Solidarity beard.
It was a bad beard. He grew a bad beard. It's terrible beard.
What are you growing right now?
This is just always here.
Okay.
Yeah.
If Mike Gillis is there, I'm excited to see what the Maple Leafs do. I'm also scared because they could become a dangerous team.
I'll be paying attention to the Toronto Maple Leafs if Mike Gillis gets hired on there.
I hope he does.
He does Billy Bean shit. And how do you not like Billy Bean?
I like him. Couple more things and we can shut her down. You heard about the moon thing? They're going to the moon or around the moon. They're going for like a loser lap around the moon.
Okay.
There's a Canadian on board. So they just left. It's like a 10-day full round trip. Gillis with unlimited funds. Oh, geez. Don't even get me started. In Toronto, especially. Yeah, Mike Gillis. Anybody that knows anything knows that Mike Gillis could do some serious damage in round 2 of his NHL tenure.
All he did was produce 6 playoff seasons in
sleep doctors, all that stuff.
5 playoff seasons in 6 years, I think it was.
Mm-hmm. Sleep
Stanley
doctor.
Cup Finals, 2 President's Trophies.
Oh, we'll get to that in a second. I'm finishing up on the moon, and then we're going to finish with curling.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead, Moon. I'm interrupting.
Moon. I'm pretty sure I've already given you my tinfoil hat take on the moon landing. I'm still convinced that regardless of what some people have said, there's no way that it's taken this long to go back to the moon, let alone in this time they're only doing a round trip. They're not even landing on the moon.
But what if it was like to go back to the moon is still a tremendous undertaking, and why take that risk if it's not needed at all?
Because I think they got to go play golf on it and run around like little kids, and they make it seem like it was just too impossible, that it's been how many years? 50, 60 years? Look at what they're wasting money on in the US. I'm just saying the United States.
If you I'm just going to play devil's advocate on this. If you already did it and there's nothing there for you, There's no more work that needs to be done on the moon. There's nothing that
Because
needs
you
to be
can.
explored.
They're trying to make
And-
work happen on the moon.
But why would you invest all of that money to go back if there's no reason for you to go there and then do something as dangerous as a moon landing?
Because you can.
Because it's a terrible answer.
No, it's not. Not in the world we live in. I'm sorry. It's not the worst answer. Because you're telling me that the greatest country, and I'm being cheeky here, the greatest country on the planet, the most powerful country that has NASA and all these amazing assets to their name, and you're telling me in 60 years you've been once, and it was the most incredible thing that at that point that ever happened on the planet.
Right.
And you don't, with all your ego and all the money they spend on wars and everything else, and you don't want to go back onto the moon?
But you already did it. That's like,
I know. That's my point.
You already did it though. Like what is the point of going? I'm playing devil's advocate. What is the point of going back
Because
and risking lives to do it though? Like I don't
But
understand.
they're not risking. They're risking.
But they are. Do you think it's? I think even if it was that easy to go to the bottom of the Marianas Trench, say, right?
Sure.
If you could do it, if you could go down there,
Yeah.
and figure it out, the deepest part of the ocean,
Yeah.
and do an ocean walk.
Yeah.
It was dangerous as fuck.
Yeah.
We should go do it again. I think the need
people
or
do
want
it.
to do it. You find out that there's nothing down there. There's nothing worth exploring. The need or want to do it again is it outweighs the benefit of going down.
They want to put hotels and start new life and all that. Like they've talked about these things on the moon or Mars or whatever.
Okay. Yeah.
So
Let's build a hotel. That sounds great.
No, I'm joking because they've talked about all these things. They're like, we want to get like all the whatever energy sources, blah, 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 or whatever they could get from the moon. How, like, they've done so many other things in space. And I'm not even a space guy. This one specific topic.
if you've done stuff, and
I just
you could possibly do it again, then because is a perfect answer.
I just don't see how the curiosity hasn't. Things are so much better. Like think about the pictures. Think about all this stuff. Like I'm serious. Like what we could learn from like.
Who cares?
I'm just saying.
Who cares? Why are you so bent up about this?
I don't know.
Like,
It's the only
who cares?
It's the only thing I'm pretty sure on.
You know what? I don't care if you think that they didn't. Like, man, I'm not mad at it. I
Like,
think it's great as long as
like,
as long as you're not telling me, Ryan, that the Earth is flat. We cool.
It's definitely around.
We cool.
I just think it's super convenient.
Yes, Ocean Gate documentary was crazy.
That's on the sub thing, right? Yeah.
It was. Yeah, you got to watch that shit.
PlayStation controller inside there. Yeah, I'll check that out.
Yeah.
I don't know if the moon's similar. Anyway, we're gonna leave the moon. We're gonna finish on curling. Curling's over.
Yeah.
So there's two parts to this.
All that snapping and cracking is just the carbon warming up to the pressure. That's all that is.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we have our playoffs on Sunday, last Sunday. First game. And we were like the 1A. We were in the A bracket, if you really want to call it that for novice.
We're a rookie team with a couple of senior guys. One senior guy, one guy that's played before.
Yeah.
And we're significantly better than expected.
Yeah. So we've been all right. So anyway, we have game one, and we've beat this other team before, but it's usually a tough game. Like we're fairly even. And then the game beside us was another team that we were hoping we'd win, and we get to play them in the final. All good. So first game, we're down early. We're in like the third end or second end. Ted makes, I would love to get the film on this from the curling rink. He makes the shot of the season, triple takeout. They were sitting 3, and Ted just goes and he's like, psh, I got this. Makes an absolutely incredible triple takeout so that no one's sitting in the house at that point. I think we knocked ours out as well. And
no, I think mine stayed.
Did
so
yours?
mine spun off? Yeah. So I I went one into another off of an angle. They both left the house, and then mine spun off to the right and then took the last one that was sitting on the edge of the ring.
So it basically kind of cleared the
house, left lying one.
Yeah, it cleared it up so we could get this game back to. It was incredible. We're all cheering. We're looking at each other. I'm like, and the other guy on the other team, I was like, man, we need something big. He's like, dude, he's like, you just need a miracle. He's like, basically, no big deal. And then you nail the shot. He goes, see what I tell you? He goes, miracle shot. Happens all the time. Anyway, so Ted like just absolutely crushes this shot. And it was amazing. Best shot of the season. We end up losing, unfortunately. Didn't work out in the end. It's all fine. So we end up playing the team we thought we were going to play for the final, but they lost too. So we just said this was for the championship to make ourselves feel better.
Yeah, Grant, we actually needed you there. We were curling with a random guy we didn't even know. He's a good dude, but we could have used you for sure.
We could. Actually, he was okay. Jesse was all right.
He was fine, but like we could have used.
Yeah, another curler. Yeah. So we're up 2-3 end games for these playoffs. That's how the last day goes. So we're up 3-0 going into the third end. They have hammer, but we're up 3-0. We're actually playing an okay end. They end up they have 2 right on the 4-foot. Yeah, 3-hour trip, no big deal, right? They're sitting 2 in the middle, or sorry, one in the 4-foot right off the button there, and then 2 just kind of between the 6 and the 8-foot. BMAC has to make a shot. We've got 1 on the far end. BMAC has to make a shot. It's his second shot, and we're kind of debating on what needs to happen so that if he draws in, takes out like the one right close to the button, we're sitting 1. Likely their best case scenario is they'd have to knock that one out and ours, or knock ours out. And then
my suggestion was just layup. I'm just
I said to him, so that would have been the easy way. Likely, probably would have won the game. I said, let's just go for it. Knock these 2 out. Then their best case scenario is they tie. They would have needed 3. Worst cases, they get 2. Or sorry, worst cases, they tie. Best cases, they get 1 or 2 and we win. So Brian throws the shot. Well, there was one scenario that we didn't plan for, and this is the one that happened. He hit the one rocket, probably needed 1 less turn, maybe 2 less turns. And it hit both of their rocks to the center and knocked ours out. They are now sitting 3. None of us saw this coming, mind you. They're sitting 3. We have no chance now. All they need to do is draw for the win. What do? They draw in. They score 4 and beat us. There's people cheering up in upstairs. There's people cheering out downstairs behind the glass. It was catastrophic. It was the biggest failure of failures. And all we could do was laugh. Our skip, BMAC, he wasn't so thrilled about it. And we reminded him for the next hour. But it was so funny because there was no way you could have planned for such an epic failure.
It would have been better had he just burned the rock.
Yeah,
it would have been better if I was cruising down the ice, sweeping, and fell on the rock.
Which happened, and we did lose a game that way. That was fun, actually, too.
Yeah.
That was right before Christmas, I think that happened.
I think so. Yeah.
That was a good time also. So anyway, yeah, Grant, we lost. But it was super fun. It was super fun. And we will be talking about that one for a while. And I'll remind Brian just in case he forgets. It was a good time. Yeah, and that's how curling goes. So that's going to be it for this week. Ted wanted 45 minutes. I said, screw you. We're going to go 48, 51. This has been a lot of fun. It's good to get the juices flowing again, talking hockey. We'll get a few more before the season's over.
Yeah.
And then we'll probably be on a hiatus till unless something cool happens in the summer.
Yeah, maybe we'll do a draft one or something like that.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Yeah. You lost too. Hey, great curlers play alike. What's going on? I think my stomach's doing something funny. Do you have fun today, Tim?
Always.
Good. It's good. It's a good time. I had fun today too. So let's go watch our Canucks try to clinch 32nd. Draft lottery's coming up in a month. And Kelowna Rockets are going to make a run to the Mem Cup. I don't know how far, but they're going to do it. So, on behalf of Ted, I am Ryan. This is the PP1 Podcast on the Area 51 Sports Network. Thank you for having us. Go Canucks, go. Go Rockets, go. Peace